Hey yo, welcome to the new and latest mecha game, Mecha Break. Now, as you guys can see, I'm definitely new to the game. I haven't even tried Mash Mac yet or Extraction, because I don't have anyone to extract with, and solo extraction sounds like a pain. First off, I'm a huge mecha guy, right? I love these mecha games. More specifically, the Armored Core series is like my bread and butter. I do have a few opinions about this game, but first and foremost, the amount of strikers that you have in this game is insane, right? It's insane. We start off with 12 strikers, which is a great number of strikers to start off with, and each striker has its own special and unique abilities, right? For example, we have the Panther right here, complex shield. The animations are also really amazing. Um, just look at this. I think outside of the Armored Core series, I haven't seen a mecha game that's been able to show this level of detail and precision in their models. They really got the mecha aesthetic, if you will, from like mecha anime down, which is a huge reason why people love these mecha games, such as myself. Now, everyone knows Narukami, the little fly that's super annoying. Right, I'm a beast. You got a decoy drone, you got an optical camo drone, charge beam cannon, which could, I think, one shot. I'm not sure, I haven't used them yet. But as you can see, each mecha has had the same level of attention, which is high, right? It's a high level of detail and stuff like that. My personal favorite, I've already decided before the game came out, was Aquila. You can see I already added some color, for that aesthetic. Uh, and yeah, one thing that I might get flamed for as to why I don't like the game as much is definitely the lack of customization. Now, don't get me wrong, you could customize your pilot heavily, right? Like, when I say heavily, I don't think you guys understand. I don't think Black Desert Online has this level of customization. I know Armored Core doesn't because it doesn't have pilots, or it doesn't allow you to choose pilots, but like, you choose your face, right? You choose your skin, then you can edit your skin, right? And only 5 options. This seems pretty good. Where the customization goes insane is at the minute details. Like, let's take your mouth for example, right? You could choose one of the default mouths, right, that they preset, or you could change the upper lip. You could change the I don't even know what the fuck a tubercle is. Okay, you could change the lip border, the height, width, the lip gap, cupid's bow, upper. This is just the upper lip. You could change the lower lip separate from the upper lip. That's insane. That's genuinely an insane level of customization. Props to them for doing this customization. I, however, got tired very quick, and I'm not blaming the game for that. It's just at some point I don't want to customize my character 24/7. I'd rather just play the game, and this has some really in-depth levels of customization. Your eyebrows, your upper eyelids, lower. I don't think I've seen a game let you choose your upper and lower eyelids. You can make some really funky faces, which is fun, right? Now let's get to the actual gameplay. Let me hold up a training session real quick. Let's go to here. Let's go to a training room. Now, here's the thing about this game. It plays really well. That's the biggest benefit I have for this game. Its movement and its abilities are very polished, if that makes sense. At some points, I do think it's still kind of clunky, but that being said, for a new game that just came out, I do think they have put in the effort and the time to really make sure this hones in. As you see, it looks amazing. One, and I have a really low-end PCs, right? So the fact that this game could run so smoothly is insane. Now, Akila's specialty is that he's like a aerial heavy sniper, right? And so one of his abilities is called I have no clue what it's called, but it's flight mode or
Mobility
whatever.
kit activated.
So with the mobility kit, it allows me to hover using this extra gauge you see that's slowly going down on the right. Now, as if I evade, it uses up more of this gauge, and then it gets
Mobility
deactivated,
kit deactivated.
right? Now, once it gets deactivated, you do have to use your default energy, and you don't have a lot of it. A lot of times you're going to be evading attacks, you know, evading, after you get staggered, you're going to be trying to survive by evading the stagger or trying to get out of the stagger. But as you see, this plays very similar to Armored Core, and that's not an easy thing to do, right? That's not an easy thing to do. Another huge benefit I have to give to this game is the lock-on system. Much like Armored Core, its lock-on system is really, really good. Let me pull up some enemies for us here. We'll just go with, let's do, oh wait, let's give it some AI real quick. Let's go Falcon, sure. And we'll go Tricera, actually. Close. Where is the Tricera? There we go. See that? Okay, now you see that it's locking down pretty well, right? Ah, fuck. I might die. Okay. This is why you don't 1v1 a Tricera, even if it's AI. I'm probably gonna die, which is okay. Probably need to make more space, right? Now, as you see, the lock-on system is insane with this, right? Oh, I really hate when that thing pops up, but one of my abilities is like an Tricera is really insane in this game. I feel like the heavy hitters are a bit overpowered, in my opinion. Okay. Now before I die, let me click F3, F3, okay, F3, and I'm dead. Okay, that's with the AI modules on. As you guys could see, I'm not really great at this game. But more importantly, the tracking was insane, right? Like a lot of mecha games, it's really difficult for you to be able to make your shots just because the relationship between like the tracking and if it's like a projectile, the calculations are really not great. But with this, you can see no matter how fast I'm moving, as long as my cursor's in the middle, it generally is able to track the enemy, right? Now before I start, you know, goofing around, right? If y'all don't know the basics of the game, it's essentially you move around and you shoot. Now there's going to be objectives such as grabbing a key card, depositing it, moving a payload, capturing a point for the longest time, and really simple stuff like that. But despite me glazing the game right now, I do have a few cons with the game. First off, if we leave this
Training complete.
if we leave the training right here, before the game came out, I assumed that mods were directly applied to your mech, right? And as you played more games, you could unlock more mods, which slightly affect, like, you know, it has, it takes away from certain things and it gives certain things. We call it kiss/curse mods. So maybe it increases your energy but reduces your defense, things like that. The biggest issue is that that's not really the case. You only get those mods if you're running Mashmech, right? Mashmech is an extraction mode, from what I understand. I haven't played it yet, but it's an extraction mode where you find new weapons. You could get, by default, right? They could give you some inventory. See, by default, you get maybe this twin rocket launcher, right? Now, this weapon is only available in the Mash Mech, from what I understand. It's not available when you're playing normal 6v6 or 5v5 modes, right? Or even free for all. It's only Mash Mech. And I'll be honest, a big reason why I like mech games is customization. At least you could customize the color, which, you know, that's always fun, making your mech look nice, making it look good. However, the fact that there's so little customization with how your mech plays, it kind of does deter me from continuously playing the game. Now, when I first heard about the game and I saw gameplay, I was like, I'm gonna spend so much time invested in this game. But 2, 3 hours in, while the mecha part of it still intrigues me, it was more like an 5v5 Overwatch game with mechas rather than its own self-standing game with unique uh, abilities. Now, from what I heard on the online forums, it's that while they did try to make it so that each mecha has 5 customizable components, during testing, right, the meta forced or led to everyone playing a certain set of builds or certain builds that made the game seem too uniform, or everyone was playing the same thing. There was no interest, nothing, right? And I hate to break it, but if customization forms a meta where everyone uses the same 2 builds or the same build or whatever, I do have to say I personally think it's the responsibility of the game developer to do balance changes that allow that not to happen, right? That allows other builds to be viable. And I think that's a huge reason. Now, don't get me wrong, you have plenty of strikers, you have plenty of, like, there's plenty of variety right now, but this isn't, I don't think of this as a 5v5 shooter, or just a 5v5 shooter. I think of this as a mecha game, and as a mecha game, I do think it kind of dropped the ball. I'm going to be playing about 1 match for you guys, just to show you guys what it's like. Now, keep in mind, I'm not great. Oh, they tell you career total deaths. That's fun. Okay. I'm just gonna go ready.
Aquila, ready to strike.
And now you
Sky
could switch your breaker if
ready
you
to
want.
strike.
I'll be honest,
ready to strike.
the meta is pretty much these really fast hitters, close range, such as Welkin, Leesness. You start off with a Leesness.
Ready to strike.
Stuff like that. And the reason why it's so meta is because it's really hard to, especially for aerial units,
Falcon, ready to strike,
to fight against these super close combat range mechs. Now, this is a heavy sniper, so I do have a bit more life than other mechs. That being said, like I think it was Stego, or no, Tricera. Tricera has some insane shield potential and life. There's absolutely no way. There's absolutely no way you could, at least in my opinion, Sniper could 1v1 a Tricera. Now, Narukami is an exception because of, it has invisibility and things like that. Narukami, I would say, is the more meta sniper. Now, I personally just, want to be quirky and play the off meta sniper.
Injecting coaxium particles. Pilot sync rate stable. Mind bridge initiated.
No, I love this intro. It reminds me of Gunpla. If any of my mecha nerds have ever watched Gunpla.
Aquila,
I love the fact that they give you a slight rundown of what to do.
Ready to provide aerial cover.
My frames aren't that great. Okay.
Optical cam objective. Dismantle core-right extractors.
Okay. Let me see where the enemies are, if I'm being honest. There we go. Okay. Now you see, I kind of stunned him.
Core-right extractor deploys in 10 seconds.
We're gonna have to. Oh, that Panther did amazing moves.
Mobility kit deactivated.
Right.
Chloride extractor deployed.
Okay.
Energy low.
But as you see, the Panther really did. My HP is very low.
Sky Raider here. The sky is ours.
Okay. Now the second. I'm probably gonna die right here. Like I said, I'm not great at the game. I don't have any energy.
Mobility kit deactivated.
Right. So where is this guy?
Chloride extractor
Behind
deploys
me,
in 10
or
seconds.
was that a Narukami? Where? Okay. Now, as you see,
Chloride extractor
Falcon here. The sky is ours.
from
there we go. Now, I think that was a Narukami. That really screwed me over.
initiating ejection sequence.
But that's one reason why I think Aquila really needs no, it was yeah, that's a Narukami right there. Now, as you see, it is a lot better in terms of not giving away its location.
Double kill. Ready for deployment.
But I really don't like the fact that everyone wanted to play Narukami. Like, it just
Aquila,
seemed like
ready
everyone
to provide aerial cover.
wanted to be a Narukami main.
Control system unlocked. Unavailable. Enemy down.
Okay. Now that Narukami didn't know what it was doing.
Unavailable.
Falcon here. The sky is ours.
Okay, I don't know if that was an objective we had to do. Where are my teammates? There, good. So they got that down. Now I'm gonna go with my teammates just so I don't die
Chloride
immediately.
extractor deploys in 10 seconds. Mobility kit activated.
Where is
Chloride extractor deployed. Unavailable. Chloride extractor deployed.
Panther. Diving into ambush.
there we go.
Unavailable. Enemy down.
Okay.
Mobility kit deactivated.
Now luckily we got a Tricera on me. There we go. There we go.
Unavailable. Double kill.
Now I don't have time for a finisher, but you see Aquila, as long as you can
Weapon
maintain.
not ready. Chloride extractor dismantled by enemy. Triple kill.
There we go. Now usually Narukamis move a bit after they get shot at, but clearly that Narukami did not want to move. You see, this is definitely like I said, the gameplay is very smooth in terms of
Stabilizing. Unavailable. Extractor deploys in 10 seconds. Chloride extractor deployed. Enemy down.
go.
Unavailable. Chloride extractor deploys in 10 seconds.
Now, okay, looks like we can help right there.
Double kill. Assist.
Okay, just want to make sure my teammates don't die. Narukami should be there. We go. Where are you, buddy? I'm gonna be
Assist.
just making sure my weapon ammo reloads for a minute.
Unavailable. Assist. Unavailable. Down. Chloride extractor deploys in 10 seconds.
One great thing about Aquila is that
Chloride extractor. Double kill.
just
Chloride
make sure.
extractor deploys in 10 seconds.
Am I getting targeted? Absolutely not. Ooh, there's an outcoming there.
Chloride extractor dismantled. Chloride extractor deployed.
Okay. Now they're both going that direction. Okay, we got a Welkin. There we go. Panther. We just really need to help them out. So the gameplay is, like I said, it's very smooth. There we go. Let's go.
Unavailable.
I think there's a guy flying over me.
Enemy down. Unavailable. Assist.
Right.
Chloride extractor deploys in 10 seconds.
Just make sure.
Chloride extractor dismantled. Unavailable. Enemy down.
Yeah, I guess the game is kind of new. That's the only reason why I could do shenanigans like that without little consequences.
Sky Raider here. The sky is ours.
Welkin, ready to pick off some stragglers.
What are we?
Unavailable. Assist.
Good.
Chloride extractor dismantled by enemy. Unavailable.
See, that's a chunky dude right there. That is a very chunky dude.
Target required. Large chloride extractor deploys in 10 seconds.
Let me make sure. Stop moving.
Large chloride
we
extractor
go.
deployed. Unavailable.
Right? Is he still not gonna move?
Enemy down.
See, usually they move, but I
Target
guess
required.
I'm gonna wait till it reloads for a second.
Battle ends in 180 seconds.
Okay.
Unavailable.
Elisa,
Enemy
hit in
down.
the front line.
Okay. We're gonna want to.
Falcon here. The sky is ours.
Get some.
Weapon not ready. Assist. Target required.
There we go. There we go. Come on. Come on.
Enemy down.
Good. Buddy does not know what's going on.
Welkin, ready to pick off some
Oh,
stragglers.
they're all going for me. Okay. Oh, because the next site is over there. So I could just stay up around here. Right? Snipe.
Unavailable. Assist.
good. Let's see if anyone else decides to run up here.
Falcon here. The sky is ours.
Enemy down. Chloride extractor deployed in 10 seconds. Battle ends in 60 seconds. Chloride extractor deployed.
So I need to get away from all this
Chloride
shenanigans.
extractor deployed. Energy low. Chloride extractor dismantled.
Right? Then get some kills.
Unavailable. Assist. Enemy down.
There we go. Usually. That does not seem like a good guy. I need to get closer.
Mobility kit deactivated. Weapon not ready.
There we go. That's a game. Now I didn't talk a lot. I'm sorry. It was just that was the best game I think I've had on the game on the match. So yeah, this was super fun. But like I said, the lack of customization, which I really hope they do fix. I really hope that they do fix this lack of customization because I think that's a really big point of the game, right? It's kind of like why mecha games are so fun. This is my first MVP,
Nobody
so
dodges
I'm
a
glad I got
Quila's
it
gaze.
recorded. But top finisher, 15 kills. Let's go, let's go. Highest damage taken. Yeah, you see Hurricane. I usually see Tricera up there with the there. Oh, I think I got the top assault, which is surprising. But considering how little they try to attack me, I'm cool with it. Let me see the details more specifically. Oh, would you look at that? Okay, you see across the board, if they were a more experienced team, they would easily kill me, right? They would easily kill me because I just think the damage that they tried to give was just not that high. Maybe they're new to the game. Let's see. Usually I think you could see hours, but I guess you can't. Um, but yeah. Like I said, great game. The lack of customization is the only that issue I have with it. Hopefully they can they can make mods more relevant to the core gameplay. The mods themselves also seem a bit lackluster, if that makes sense. I don't have any unlocked, but they're all like percentages, if that makes sense. Like they don't do anything new to the gameplay besides percentages to certain abilities or to your armor or your energy, things like that, which to be frank, I'm not a huge fan of. But the game being the way it is, it's still insanely fun. I do highly recommend it. Everyone should try it out. I do think this game has a lot of promise. My biggest gripe is customization. I bring that up a lot. If they fix it, this game is gonna be on the radar for years to come. The way it is right now, it's more of a hero shooter with mechs. And while that is a market and there are people that are willing to play that, I do think that if they introduce customization, it would genuinely just increase the gameplay. And the thing is, they have the basis for it, right? They have the mash mech, they have the weapon customization for it. They have the stuff to make it possible. They even had a version of the game that had customization. So applying balance changes, I think, would have been the better approach to make this game great. And hopefully they do. This is Mecha Break, Counterfeit out.